Hey Tim,
Hey, how's it going?
good. How are you?
Good, good, good. How was your weekend?
It was wonderful. Had a nice getaway with my wife up until Sunday, and then had a nice family day, at the pool and all that yesterday. So good stuff. How about you?
It was good, dude. I installed like an above the range um microwave at my girlfriend's. So I'm gonna be moving into her place when my lease is up here. And then like, did a new garbage disposal. I don't know. Something like handyman stuff, fixing up the house that you live in, or for me, going to live in. I like it. And then, she was out of town, so I could just put my headphones in and get to work.
Very nice. Yeah, it's good to know how to do that stuff too.
Hmm. My dad helped me learn a lot when I was younger, and then from there, it's just like YouTube.
Yep.
Mm, I'm just gonna send a text before we get going and just let everyone, come in as they want. Okay. Okay. Well, good to go. Well, I guess let's start. So, you know, nothing crazy here. I'm just gonna show y'all my process. I talk to a lot of brokers. Uh, the reason I like brokers more so than you like wholesalers, or I mean, sure, like going to someone directly. I like brokers because they're an intermediary. So like a lot of times when I talk to sellers, they are wanting something unreasonable. And I mean, I can't blame them. I want unreasonable stuff when I'm trying to sell too. But a lot of times having that second person really helps um, get stuff done. So I'm just gonna share my screen. You guys can see. So I like Crexy. It's simple, it's straightforward. Um, so what I do, I have all these safe searches, um, mobile home parks, multifamily. Where's and then like, so this, I don't know if you guys know Neil Bawa or not. He's really good in terms of data and like finding great places to invest in. So like when I'm looking for multifamily, I want a great place to be. For a mobile home park, I can do secondary, tertiary markets, but for a an apartment, like I want someplace that someone smarter than me says, hey, this is a good place and this is going to be good for the next 5, 10 years. Um, when I'm personally, when I'm owning multifamily, I'm looking for like a 5 to 7 year hold. For mobile home parks, I'm looking for like 10 year plus hold. So um, the fundamentals are different. But like because I want to hold a mobile home park longer, as long as there's some fundamentals, like it's close to a Walmart, I'm good with that. Like I don't have to go super high level, as long as it's close to a Walmart and like as long as it's there are multiple places where people work. That's what I want. Whereas with apartments, like I want just a higher level of uh, like a population growth and stuff like that. But so yeah, I don't know. What I do, like I'll come on here. So like, new properties added. I don't need to really do this right now because I've looked at everything. Um, so yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Just browse and see. Um, kind of like development. This maybe. And yeah, so again, like I have saved searches. So I like the South. I don't really like Louisiana. I do like Texas. I like Oklahoma because I got a friend there. I like Iowa because I got a friend there. So like realistically, that's why I'm searching those places. See. So, just pick a place. By all means, like stop me if you have any questions or anything too. Oh, look at this. This has been on the market for 220 days, which means that look how shitty this is. Let's see, it's a 62 lot. Okay. So what's interesting about this? Okay, so let's see. So what I'll do, I'll find something, I'll look up a little bit about the town, just like the MSA, just like a quick look. So, can you guys see this page right now on Brunswick, Georgia? Aaron, can you see it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, I mean, population's only 14,000. Like that's crazy low. And I know this is a lot of stuff like super related to mobile home parks, but this is just, Okay. So this is around Savannah, isn't it? Or something close to the water. Oh, in between. Okay. So it's a tiny town as country club estates. I love. This is probably something I don't even want to pursue, to be honest. It'd be like a Charleston thing. Like it'd have to get really creative to work. I don't know. Let's see what else we got. That'll be a maybe to call. 4.31 cap doesn't make sense. This one, my friend and I were talking about this, but he's talking to them about that. So, Lexington. Oh my, let's see. $414 days on market. I love stuff like that. This is crazy. So like a lot of the stuff I can see like high level because I look at a ton of mobile home parks, right? So like it's 38 mobile home. Yeah, this isn't even worth a call. It's so small. Like it's probably worth 500,000, maybe 750. Anyway, so yeah, let's not waste time on that bullshit. Let's see.
Tim, how many other people are doing this exact same exercise? And like, what when you call a broker, are you expecting that you are one of 20 people that have called about the same property within the same week or whatever it is?
I mean, maybe. I don't think about stuff like that though, because that'll get too much in my head, right? So I'm not like, oh my gosh, I've gotta like compete with everyone. I'm more like it, like sweet. If there's someone else looking at it, like, and they have a better offer than me, that's amazing. But like, here's the best I can do. Look how long that's been on the market for. It's because this guy wants 2.7 million for 39 units. And like, so here, I'll quick math it, right? So, park is fully self-managed. I bet. So let's see, get this out of the way. Let's see, due diligence. Oh, yeah, I hate that. they need to really put like at least what the rent is, you know, or something if you're gonna. So yeah, I mean, back to that question, you know, I'd probably a ton, you know, it's listed. So like, yeah, there's competition, but like, how is that gonna change what I'm doing? It doesn't, you know, I underwrite this, and a lot of times I'll underwrite it and be like, I'm here. And then they'll be like, well, we have other offers higher. And I'm like, man, you should take those other offers then, because this is what I can do. You know, I'm like, anytime someone says, oh, there's other offers, it's always that you should take them because this is what I can do. If they can do better, that's sweet, you know, like, I don't know, why stress yourself out? If there's three other offers that are better than yours, sweet, I'm gonna go look at something else. So um see, oh, this is so crappy. Um something like this, I bet you the broker is not putting any time into because this seller's probably super unreasonable in terms of their price. So let's see. Okay. This is a population 6,916. Let's go to best places. So for mobile home parks, I got to do like a little bit of research more on, you know, on like estimating lot rent. Copy. It's not hard though. Best places. Why are you so slow? It's my internet, maybe. Huh. No, it's not. Okay. So to estimate lot rent for a mobile home park, in case anyone's actually interested in mobile home parks, you go and you get like studio to like I usually do the studio apartment rent in the area, and then I just cut it in half. And it's a super rough estimate, but it usually pans out. Okay, so 760, because I can't do math in my head anymore. So 380 lot rent, right? So this is all tenant-owned homes. So 39. So the 380 equals about $38,000 a lot. Again, rough math, but it usually pans out pretty well. Of course, it, you know, it depends on your cap rate and stuff like that, but it's I do rough math to see like how far off this is. So 38,000 times 39, it's like 1.482. And they want 2.7, right? So that's where it's you know, that's why it's sitting on the market for so long. So because I love getting weird creative, I'm going to call this broker and see what the hell is going on with this. And
Kitchen, question for you. How did you figure out the 38,000? What's the math there?
okay, so I took 760 for studio apartment, right?
Yeah.
And I just cut it in half for
Yeah.
like a estimated lot rent in the area. So like in due diligence, you know, I'll be calling all the parks around there to see what the actual lot rent, like market lot rent would be. But just half of the studio apartment rent in the area is usually pretty close. So for $380, I give an estimate or a value of $38,000 per occupied pad. So Like if it was 300 to be 30,000, if it was 200 to be 20,000. Again, rough numbers, and I can like go into like more nitty gritty, but like it's the rough numbers help me with a starting place to like talk
Yeah.
and have kind of an idea,
Right.
because I look at a ton of these, but like even though I look at a lot of them, like at first glance, I'm like, oh yeah, no way, would be this. But when I like put a little like rough numbers to it, I'll be like, oh, okay, like I'm a little bit off. And then when I go a little bit further into underwriting, then I'm like, okay, maybe I'm still a little bit off. Let's find actuals. But really, to talk to a broker, I just need a rough idea of this. And like, so let's say it's 100% occupied. I'd have to get like when I talk to the broker, I'm gonna ask for like a rent roll and a T12. So like this is what $1.2 million more than I should pay for it. But what if I could take this with like 5% down? Let's see. So here's a thought experiment, right? So let's go. So 5% down. So it's $135,000 down. And then they could do like some kind of crazy thing where it's like a 100-year amortization or something. Maybe this person's so stuck on that 2.7 that like they don't care as much about like lower monthly payments. So it's like, how could I make that work? So if I did one here, we'll do super quick math, right? So let's do well, no, let's not even do 100-year AM. Let's do interest only for 10 years. So 135 is how much we'd have to pay down. 2.7 minus the 135, right? So you'd be interest only on 2,565,000. So that would be what you'd have to work at. So let's see, this is 39 times about 380, right? Again, I'll be asking for rent rolls, I'll be asking for financials and whatever, but we'll just kind of get an idea of how it could work. So 39 times 380, 14,820 bucks a month, right? Are we on the same page? Kind of roughly maybe where the gross is per month on this park. So we'll put like a 40% expense ratio, times that by 0.6. You got 8,892 for your note. So let's see, 8,892. Okay. So yeah, you just have to see how much they want for that payment. What's 2,565 times 0.01? So like 1% interest only a year, right? That's 25,650 by 12. So that's 2,137. Please slow me down if I'm like losing you guys. My brain's a little all over the place. I totally accept that. That's on me. But anyway, so say that's your payment. And he's like, I'll finance it to you for at least 10 to 15 years. Like you could weather that and pay him off in 10 to 15 years. So anyway, back to that, we got your NOI roughly 8,892 minus 2,137. So it's 6,755 bucks a month times 12. That's $81,000 a year on a $135,000 investment. So 135.
Tim, are you just punching this into a calculator on your desk, or are you like throwing it in a spreadsheet?
No, I'm just a calculator. So like, yeah, I know. But really like, so it's not even anything that really needs to be like in a spreadsheet. It's just kind of like how could this work? And it's like, okay, like, I mean, that's just, I'm looking at a 60% cash on cash return every year on that 135,000, right? Because you got 80,000 or 80,000 ish a year cash flow on a $135,000 investment. So I don't know. I'm just talking about weird creative stuff. It's probably not going to happen, but stuff like this gets me in the mindset of like, how can I get to their outrageous ass price? You know, how can I take this off the market? It's been on the market for a long time. So, I mean, it's probably going to be no. It's probably going to be like, no, you're stupid, or that's outrageous, or he would never do that. And then it's like, okay, sweet. I will probably move on to the next deal then, because this has been on the market for so long. And it's not a me problem, it's a y'all's problem. So those are my thoughts. What are you guys thinking?
So can the broker give you the story? Like if you just call and pointedly ask, like, hey, I noticed this has been on the market since January 2020. Can you give me insight into what the buyer is looking for? Are they firm on this price? Is there like a specific type of financing? Like, are those questions you can ask the broker? That's
exactly what I'm going to be asking. I talk to brokers like I talk to anyone. Like, let's have a conversation. You know, I'm a non-formal guy. I'm always in a t-shirt. That's just how I just enjoy it, you know? So it's like, how can we get this done? Like, tell me the story, tell me the goods, tell me the bads, you know? It's better to tell me the bad now than, 30 days into due diligence, and then we got to drop the contract, and then everyone's time's wasted. Not so much with this one, because people aren't beating down their doors for this, but it'd be like, tell me the story, save me some time. Like, save us both some time, you hear stories of people, brokers hiding things or sellers hiding things. And then it's like, you go under contract and then it's found out. And then it's like, okay, man, we got to do a super retrade. We got to ask for a big discount. It's like, oh man, this worked at 5 million, but I found out that it needs $1 million worth of work. So now I'm going to have to retrade. So it's like, why hide things? Let's be open and honest and upfront about everything. But yeah, I don't know. So that's my process on looking at stuff. I'm going to call this person and see what the hell's going on with this,
So this one had a few units that said were like owned by the, can you scroll down a little under marketing?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Owner financed mobile homes are part of the sale. A few are owner financed to the tenants. Like, how does that factor into the value of the park?
So if I was going to like so owner finance to the tenants, so they created notes, right? So say like how I usually buy things like that is I put a discount on the note. And since it's a mobile home, I probably put like a 50,000 or 50% discount on any note. So say, okay, there's five homes that are owner financed to tenants at $20,000 each, right? So there's $100,000 balance. And it's balance. It's not the original. It's what's the current balance. Then I'd give a 50% discount to that because I'm buying notes. And when you buy notes, you buy them at discounts. At super high level, like I know people, I have good friends who do it, and like that's all they do, and they're amazing at it. But the fundamental is I know that when you buy notes, you're buying them at a discount. But yeah, so I'll keep that in mind. But like I'm not going to use the like owner finance numbers in the underwriting as much because those will eventually go away. So like if the deal hinges on owner finance notes, when they go away, like that's going to cause you pain unless you have something to make up for it. Like, okay, that additional like note is like $200 and is going to be due in 5 years. just make sure that your lot rent's kind of going up $200 over 5 years. But anyway, that's, yeah, so we'll see what they have to say, right?
I'm just gonna keep asking questions if nobody else has any. What does
I got
fully
one.
self-managed mean? Is that like Mr. Leahy and Randy run in the park? Like what's
It
what
is.
does
Yeah,
that mean?
it is. I got her on speaker though. Let's see if she answers.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. 25192236475 is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you finish recording.
She said, "Can't talk, please text." She just texted me. So right, voice to text. Hey, my name is Tim Woodbridge, period. I am interested in hearing the story about mobile home park, period. I'm interested in hearing the story about Carly's mobile home park and how we might be able to make a deal, period. Please give me a call when you get a chance. Thank you. Okay. So I'm going to save this for myself because I am interested in making a deal out of things that shouldn't be a deal. Even though, so why I like this, it's all tenant owned homes. So yes, it is probably like mom and pop, like bad books, like all this stuff just probably sucks. But I like it. I like that. Because it is all tenant owned homes, it makes my life easy in terms of managing. So yeah, I mean, it's doable. It is on the small side, so it's 39 lots, but who knows? I don't even know if I want to mess with this one. Let's see. Let's go back to my save searches.
And what do you consider a good size? So if 38 is too small, what do you usually target?
I like 40 plus.
And why is that?
It's just easier to operate when it's bigger. There's more money coming in. And I don't know, there's less risk. So when one of my tenants doesn't pay, I don't lose sleep. If I owned a 10 unit, if one of my tenants wasn't paying, I would lose sleep.
Right.
That's
And
really
do you typically hire an operator?
For mobile home parks, I have in-house management. So it's me and then some virtual assistants and some on-site managers. So yeah, like good systems, you know?
Yeah.
So let's see. We'll look at actual apartments now. I mean, it's more straightforward. I think at least. Yeah. Yeah, I know I looked at some of these before. So I don't think I looked at this, or I don't think I talked to them. So usually, like how my process actually works, I look at these and then I send them to my underwriter so I have a better idea. So like all the quick math I was doing for mobile home parks, that's fine, that works great. Because I know mobile home parks better, but for like you know, bigger multifamily properties, I'm always looking like, what can we do in terms of like investor returns? Like that's my game. You know, what can we do to get investor returns where they need to be? So like, I'd be like, okay, I like this. And then I would email it to my underwriter, and she'd throw it in the spreadsheet and give me like, okay, these are the numbers. And so I could have kind of a more informed conversation with this person. But also, this is unpriced. So I don't know. I like that. Having a conversation first, be like, okay, what's the whisper price, right? What are they looking for? Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, okay, sweet. Well, so I mean, this is stuff I'd be sending to my underwriter, but oh, this is so weird how they do it like this. Okay, I'm getting that shit. Well, yeah, and I'll go in a little bit blind. I'll call this guy and see, you know, what it is. So Dallas is like a super hot market. I'm already expecting to not be the highest and best on this. I'm already expecting this offer to be something that doesn't work. But a lot of my game is making connections and then like following up with brokers and asking them what else do they have, you know. So yeah, I don't know. Let's call them. Let's see.
Person you are trying to reach is unavailable. Leave your message at the tone. Press pound when finished.
Hey man, this is Tim Woodbridge. I've got a few questions for you regarding the Wheatland Garden property up in Dallas. Anyway, give me a call back at your convenience. My number is 928-460-0602. Thank you. This is fun. I like how I'm like, okay, let's do the broker call, and then I can't get any brokers on the phone. So something like this, I mean, what I'm interested in here. So I'd be asking, you know, what's the whisper price? What are they looking for? What are they looking per door? So I like, if your average rent is 910, like what are they looking per door? It's really hard to make like the 1% rule work. You know, if they want $90,000 a door, it's really hard with interest rates being higher. So yeah, that's my thoughts. It's just, it's a, okay, need more information sort of thing. So I'll keep this open for if he calls us back. Let's see. Let's get something out of it. Anything you guys see that you're interested in? Spoke with this person before. They need to wait a little bit more. Let's see. Let's check these ones out. So Greenville's like a super hot market too. Oh, but it's been on the market for a while. Damn. Okay. Let's see. Let's do the math, right? Okay. So 24, 456, 784. So exact. Divided by 84. Look, they want 4.1 cap rate. Oh my gosh. So they want $291,000 per door. That is egregious. Y'all know cap rates and what that means and everything like that. Anyone have any questions on it? I guess that's a better question. Okay. Yeah. I mean, so this is a class A. This would be like, I have a ton of money and I can just like place it and let it sit for 10, 15 years. Oh, construction has begun. Okay. I don't even want to talk with them then, because that's not for me. I mean, it wouldn't have been for me anyway, but like, I don't want that. This one, I believe this is Chris Yeagle. I believe I've talked with him. This is like right in 5 minutes from where I live. Yeah, Chris Yeagle. Stuff's not moving. Stuff's not moving like it was, a year or so ago. All right, let's see this RV park. Good. Cap rate's so low. You're probably gonna get a 7.5 interest rate, if not higher. Space RV park catering to long-term guests. So, questions I'd be asking, like, it says current occupancy is like 60, but so current occupancy. Yeah. Okay. So from there, due diligence. Okay. So everything, a lot of times confidentiality agreements, blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to tell anyone anything. Sure.
So the confidentiality agreement, if you have to go raise money for this, don't you have to share all this information?
Yeah, so confidentiality agreements are, you agree not to talk to anyone except people who you're going to be partnering with. So like, it's understood that if I'm talking to people about this, like it's regarding closing this deal.
Got it.
See, whatever, I don't care, expansion land.
This is cool, Tim. Where did you find this one? On Crexy as well?
I'm just messing with Crexy right now. The other site I check is like mobilehomeparkstore.com, but for mobile home parks. But this is just something, yeah, I like this. So And then let's see, do we have a rent roll so I can have kind of an idea?
Oh, they have all this info on the website without requesting it, or is that
So
right?
I had to sign like a confidentiality agreement, but yeah, they have, a lot of times they have this all there. So,
Got it.
yeah, I don't know, dude. Let's call this guy. I feel like I need to actually have a broker conversation on the broker conversation call.
We are sorry, there is no one available to take your call. Record your message after the tone. Press star to discard the recording, or press any digit to end the recording.
Hey, Bob, my name's Tim Woodbridge. I have a few questions about your Grand Pines in Texas RV resort. If you could please give me a call back when you get a chance. My number is 928-460-0602. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if his partner's there. So this is, a big firm, so they should have someone. I think it's a big firm. Hey, Jesse, my name's Tim Woodbridge. I got Grand Pines at Texas RV Resort pulled up on Crexy, and I had a few questions about it.
Sure, no problem.
First of all, this is gonna sound super forward, man, but how come it's not moving?
Because this summer, at start of June and then the end of June, a pipeline project finished. And they lost 40 guys at the farm pretty much within like 30 days.
Dang.
So the occupancy went from 90, 95 to 60. The owners were 55, 60%. So that's 40 guys. So the owners, one's a partner at a law firm, the other pharmaceutical sales. They got one of their wives working there as the manager. All great people, all very smart, but not RV owners, and I don't feel bad saying that. They would agree that they just good owners in that area know a lot of the superintendents. They know the employers, because that's who's staying at this park, is all the guys working at petrochemical plants and electricians, plumbers, truck drivers, all the trades. And they don't have a good manager to keep it full. So they built a really nice park. They just don't have a manager. And I think they do no marketing, first of all. They're not part of a trade association. They're not part of any RV association. And they don't advertise on Facebook. They don't advertise anywhere. So I've spoken with them about that, and they're just busy with their day jobs. They don't have a lot of bandwidth to manage the park.
Sure, man. That's totally understandable. I mean, it's like you got to do your highest and best work, right? And if you're not putting a lot of attention to RV parks, it just doesn't work out well.
Yeah. They built it really nice. They have a great contractor. There's no hair on the deal as far as due diligence. They have, like I said, the primary owner is a partner at a law firm. He's a contract lawyer. So all the legal stuff is done correctly, all the permitting's done correctly. It's all by the letter of the law. So no surprises there.
Oh, love it. Love it. I deal with a lot of mobile home parks and RV parks, and they're mom and pops, and it's like, oh man, Not letter of the law, that's for sure.
No, this is not difficult to evaluate the due diligence materials, and if you click on that link for due diligence on Clarksey, the OM is in there, and then obviously due diligence files. There's P&L, occupancy reports, all that good stuff.
Yeah, I noticed. I love that. Can you tell all the other brokers that that's how it's supposed to be done?
I will mention, this is all I sell is RV parks, our whole team, this is all we do. So I try to make it easy and effective, and it weeds out some people who are just tire kickers, and people like yourself can evaluate and make an assessment before you pick up the call.
Oh, definitely. So how tied to that price are they?
It needs to be above 5. We had offer at 515, and at 515 they were happy. They were going to retain a little bit of the extra land. The next door neighbor is a sand and gravel producer, so they were going to keep a little land and sell it to the next door neighbor. I don't know how much that's good. Probably not much. Maybe I don't know, like 20,000 an acre or something like that to the next door neighbor. Maybe 10,000. I'm not really sure on that. But the answer is, that you got 4 owners. They have some debt. Two of the owners are independently wealthy. 2 of the owners probably want more money. You know what I'm saying? So you have to balance. You got 2 owners who probably sell at 5, and you got 2 people who want more than 5. So it's just finding that balance. A real strike price, I'd rather just cut to the chase. A real strike price is probably 515, and they do it. Just because I don't know that for a fact. I'm just saying that because the last go round.
What happened? How come they didn't take that other 515 offer?
The 515 offer, it wasn't agreed upon LOI, and then that buyer's lender, they bumped up interest rates, and it kind of changed its underwriting. I mean, things have been moving around kind of fast. I don't think that buyer was like too prepared personally. I think they own other RV parks, which is fine, but I think he was a type of buyer who is just throwing out offers to 3 or 4 different properties and see kind of which one sticks, honestly.
Oh, okay. He's like, okay, I'm going to offer it at, like some egregious number, and then if it gets accepted, then I'll move forward. Yeah.
and we were actually negotiating, and we were going back and forth on terms, and he had some odd terms that he wanted, and it just kind of put a sour taste in my seller's mouth about just the way that the negotiation was being too difficult, bad communication, so it kind of made them uneasy, honestly. But the price was okay.
Gotcha. Is there debt assumable?
It is not. I've asked, and they have a good relationship with this lender, and they've done multiple other loans with this lender, so they might have a little bit of sway, but ultimately, no, it's not set up to be an assumable loan, and most likely, even though they have maybe some favors with this banker, the bank probably doesn't want to write a new loan below prime,
Oh, well, sure.
Because their loan is like at a 505 or 5.1.
I know, dude, but I gotta ask.
So the answer is most likely no, but that's the best I can answer.
Yeah, I dig that. I dig it. I mean, I was talking to a loan broker recently, and he's like, "What are your expectations on this?" I'm like, "Bro, I have no expectations. Get me some talk to some banks and see, and then I'll work around that, because it's too things are changing too much right now,
Yeah. So, and I saw your phone number is Arizona phone number.
It is, but I live in South Carolina, so.
Okay. Well, I don't know how much you're familiar with Beaumont or why by in Beaumont, but essentially Jefferson County and Orange County, where Beaumont and Thoreau is. they want to be the largest exporter of manufactured materials, so petroleum and chemicals, petroleum products, larger than Corpus Christi or anywhere, or even larger than the Port of Houston. So they're trying to, they're putting a bunch of infrastructure. TxDOT is putting a bunch of infrastructure. Chevron has a $8 billion plant that they already have broken ground on. I can send you a link if you want, but you know, Chevron alone promises 30,000 workers. That was part of their deal with getting some tax benefits. Is they promised 30,000 workers Food County area. So, you know, it's good for RV park owners because those are long-term guests who are staying there, you know, 6 months or a year, 2 years in high-paying jobs. So that's kind of the main draw. Is right now there's not that much housing anyway. Most of the parks are doing well, and when you have all these new workers coming in, there's not enough places for people to live.
Yeah, I mean, I like that. I like the fundamentals of it, you know. So okay. What were the weird terms that the other guy came up with that they left a bad taste in their mouth?
He wanted what's called a 338H, which even the attorney who's the seller had only dealt with it one time. I'd never even dealt with it. It's where you form a new LLC, and then the assets owned by the RV park are moved over to this LLC, and the old LLC is dissolved. And that's difficult to do if you have 4 partners. And my seller just didn't want to do it. It's a headache for the seller, and the only benefit is that the buyer thinks he can hide the sale price from future assessor. This is a non-disclosure state anyway, so it's kind of irrelevant.
That's dumb.
An assessor can assess whatever they want, and then you have to fight it. And just so you know, one item that is important on the P&L, the property taxes are from last year, but the sellers already won, and the overall assessment of the property went down $850,000, which resulted in lowering the property taxes by $17,000. So what you see on the P&L or in the OF for property taxes is $17,000 lower now. So you know, bake that in at an 8 cap. You know, it is a significant gain.
Nice.
For values.
Well, and then so okay. Well, I will run my numbers on all this information and throw you an LOI. All my LOIs, I usually, you know, it's the best I can do cash or bank financing, and then I can do a decent amount more if the owners are able to carry back any as like an equity partner. But you know, I'll throw that to you. You guys can discuss, and
I was gonna say present it in like a and B format. You know, here's option A if I go have to
Yes.
Back. Here's option B. They might be willing to carry a small portion. I don't know that for certain, but it's been brought up.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's what I like to do. You know, I keep it simple. 1, 2, 3. Here's the offers. If there's something we can have a discussion about, let's do it. If not, you know, like we'll move on to the next one. And I wish all of you got the best luck. I'm super easygoing and like easy to communicate with. So.
Got it. And so a couple quick things. So I've sold other parks in Beaumont. I have one under contract already in Port Arthur. So I'm well aware of the area. Personally, I think that this park is going to be back in full probably by October, November. A lot of the jobs do shut down a bit in July and August. It's so hot. The heat index is above 110. They can't have guys work outside.
Yeah.
So a lot of like the major jobs, the big construction stuff, doesn't happen in July and August. So I'm not surprised that those pipeline jobs just stopped, and when they did. I do think that the park will get back to probably 80 to 90% full here in like 2-3 months. I told the sellers that if we don't get it under contract, you know, in the next like 30 days, then we're just going to pull it off. And then once it's back full again, which I believe will happen this fall and winter, then we're going to relist it in January. I'm just telling you this because it's going to look better on paper if we just give it 5 months, but it might be an opportunity for you to get it when I don't relist it and there's not more competition. That's all.
I dig it, dude. I appreciate the you being straightforward about it. And I mean, honestly, if I was in your position, I'd be doing the same. So awesome, dude. Well, I appreciate your time today. Like I said, let me run some numbers and throw you an LOI and we can maybe have another conversation.
Sure. And do you own any other parks right now yourself?
I do, with partners. I own 9 different parks. So
RV, mobile home, a little both?
a little of both. Yeah.
All right, well, that's what I need to know. Because that's the question they're gonna ask me. Are they Texas or elsewhere?
So South Carolina, North Carolina, and Georgia. But I do have boots on the ground in Houston and people who want to partner in Texas. Plus, my youngest brother lives in San Antonio. It would give me a good excuse to come out and visit and see their new baby more. So I'm into it.
Good. Okay, good. Well, and what was your first name?
Tim.
Tim. Okay, Tim. Yeah, you have my email, all that information. So I text you. If you need to call me back, just go ahead.
Awesome. Appreciate your time, man.
All right, thanks, Tim.
Thanks, Jesse. Bye. That's it. That's talking to a broker. It's being curious about a property and being, straightforward. A broker, their primary thing is wanting to sell this. So like bullshitting has no, like, it doesn't benefit him at all. It hurts him, it hurts his seller and everything. So yeah, sure, it's 5695, but I would have never found, known like, okay, 5.15. How can I get to that 515 number? But anyway, who has questions before we get out of here for this time until
Yo,
2 weeks
Tim.
from now? Yeah.
I got what do you think? So he says 515. Do you think like bullshit I can get it for like less than that, or are you just like, oh, that's their hard bottom?
That's probably their hard bottom. I mean, so, and my LOI will definitely, I'll run numbers, but I would imagine that the cash and bank financing offer would be lower, probably 4.5, 4.8 or whatever. And I mean, I'll still include it. I know he said that this is their bottom, but I love that that's your bottom, but for me, this is what makes sense. So also, so that's my thoughts, man. Anything else before we get out of here?
Let me know if you need me to jump in the car, drive out there.
There we go. Well, so it's like we do this. I'm going to send this to my underwriter and then I'll send him an LOI. And then after the LOI, I'll call him again or have a conversation again. And it'll maybe be a no, maybe it'd be a yes, who knows? But it'll go into Podio for follow-up. And I'll just be like, follow up in 2-3 months, see where it's going. And that's the game, is just follow-up and figuring out, like that's it. It's not complicated. It's just repetition.
But do they not, so he didn't really ask you that much about you other than if you owned other parks, but like, do they not want to qualify you? And if so, what do you need to provide them to get them to actually take your offer seriously?
He probably qualified me by just having a conversation with me and like the, questions I was asking. So no, I mean, no, because like I do it. So like, if I didn't have the properties I had, I'd be like, well, my partners and I that we're looking to take it down, we have this much, so that's why at the end, he's like, yeah, what do you own? And usually it's like at the beginning, what do you own? Are you a tire kicker or do you have experience? I'm like, oh, yeah, I have 9 parks and they're
But not
mostly
only the experience,
parks.
but money, right? If you put in a $5.2 million LOI, like, how do you back that up?
What do you mean?
Like, how do you show them that you would be able to close a $5.2 million deal?
I don't. Like I say, here's my LOI, and they say, sweet. And then, if it's agreed upon, okay, sweet. Now we got to do a PSA, and you have to probably put down 1% EMD. So it'd be like $50,000 EMD. And then, you just like move forward. And it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna be working with a bank and like this might change depending on what I can get from the bank and blah, 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 blah. It's all numbers. So there's no like, oh, $5 million, show me your fucking bank account. It's like it's not like that at all, you know? So I think that is something that used to get in my head too. It's like, well, how will they know? Like, what if they're asking for all this craziness or what? It's like that it doesn't really happen. It's like you talk the talk, and if you don't, then you lean on, oh well, you know, this will be my first, but my partners have this, and we're looking to take this down together. I'm just looking to see if this is going to be a good deal for us.
So you don't, I think you answered my question. You don't need proof of funds, and you would have plenty of time to come up with the partners or the investors to close the deal, as long as you can secure the deal and put the earnest money down. You'll have the time to figure the rest out.
Yes, 100%. And if they say, I need proof of funds, like they are shit testing you generally. Because
Yeah.
I'm like, proof of funds, what is it? What is this? 515, say times 30%, right? You want me to show you a bank account with 1.545 million? Like, no, I don't have proof of funds. I'm syndicating. I'm
Yeah.
raising the capital. So you're like, honestly, when people ask me that, I'm like, dude, I can show you a partner's proof of funds. I don't know if he's going to be in on this deal, but like, I'm syndicating. I'm raising this money. I don't, you know, I
Yeah,
don't
I
have
think
1.5.
I'm thinking of it as a residential investor, which is what I come from. So I'm sure it's not apples to apples. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's not apples to apples. So,
Cool.
all right, dude.
Thanks, man.
Well,
This was a lot of fun.
yeah. I'm gonna keep doing these as long as they're providing value. I mean, I'm doing this shit anyway, so glad to
Yeah.
have everyone along. So
This was awesome. Thanks for setting it up.
yeah. All right, y'all. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Yeah.